Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Lawrence, and I'll be leading us through this vinyasa practices today. Start by coming to a comfortable seat. If you wanna, before you're doing that, grab any props. Nothing I think you may need, but you know your body. It's better to have the props now than to have to, jump back around later on. Take a moment to do that, and then when you're ready, come to a comfortable seat. Start to draw your awareness inward. Perhaps lowering the gaze or closing the eyes, finding the breath, connecting with it, to be present in this moment. Over the weekend, we lost a great person, Representative John Lewis, a fighter, an activist, a revolutionary, congressman. Many names he donned, and he's been fighting a fight for a long time. Well, he was fighting the fight for a long time. Part of the civil rights movements in the 60s, marched with Dr. King and Selma. And just had me thinking about, we lost this person, this revolutionary man who fought for the rights for black people to have the right to vote, and just civil liberties that we were all prescribed under the Constitution, but just didn't get for some reason or another. Um, and I was just thinking about what revolutionary means, and how we can start to imagine a future in those terms, things that are just different. Right now, the status quo is it's abysmal. It is not. Um, it's heavy. It's not inclusive. Um, it's exclusionary. It is. It is cannibalistic in nature. It's eating itself. The capitalist system is eating itself. Um, so when we think about revolution and the future we want to create, we have this time of COVID when um, we're still a slower pace than before, or maybe still. But it's a place we can start to grow and think about how we want to grow. Um, we don't want to make this time we have to come out on the other side just doing the same thing, right? Maybe we can start to think differently, and what it means that we think revolutionary. I look at myself and say, okay, well, I see myself this way, but the possibilities are so much further beyond that. They can break the mold and create something totally new. When we talk about dismantling the police or dismantling the systems as they are, it requires us to think inclusively and in a way that we have not been done before. It challenges us. It challenges us in a way that scares me to think about all the possibilities. But that's the embodiment of our ancestors. That's the embodiment of people like John Lewis, revolutionaries of thought, revolutionaries of action, activists all across the world, all across the diaspora of human history, people who fought for change. They had to think differently. The status quo is one way, revolutionary think another way, and work to enact that change, challenge it in many different ways. And I don't think there's any one particular way you could be revolutionary, but I do think it requires us to think bigger than we've ever thought before. We think that on the outsiders we could just like be this one thing, but we can be more than that. If you think about yourself for this thing, I challenge you to think revolutionary and think about more than yourself. If you think about your family, think about more than your family. If you think about your community, think bigger than your inclusive community. Think bigger. That's what it requires of us to just be expansive and grow. In that way, we can create the future that is loving and kind for all people. That is that so everyone can show up, and we don't have that now. So we are working to do that, and I think it really requires us to think revolutionary in our imagination. So this practice is dedicated to that energy of both probably even starting to think in imagination, right? Starting to just think outside the terms of what we already know, and then even more so pushing that boundary. So take a moment to look inwardly here and probably look at a situation or a challenge you've been presented with. This could be internal or external. And think how you can approach it differently. What would that yield? What outcome would that yield if you were to take situation A that you have been programmed or are used to doing one way and do it totally different? What would that require from you? What courage do you need to act like a revolutionary, to become a revolutionary? Let's begin with one cleansing breath together. Exhale everything out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's start by coming to all fours, tabletop position, knees stacked on the hips, wrists stacked on the shoulders. And start on that cat-cow, breath in, pull the chest forward and up, gaze toward the third eye. Exhale, round spine, pull belly in, look toward your navel. Press down the palms to lift. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, round the spine, belly pulls in. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the feet together, knees touch, and bring the glutes on top of the heels, child's pose. Let the arms reach out in front of you as the sit bones draw down toward the ground. Feel this nice extension of the body, upper part here. Forehead may touch the ground, maybe it just hovers. I want you to take the right hand, walk to the top right corner of the mat, and left hand walks to place right on top of it. You're going to sink down on the left hip. Feel this nice opening here in the shoulder girdle on the left, side body opening here. So to create this revolutionary imagination, you must be aware of where we are. You know, starting from our center, our core, and pressing out. So we get into the side body today, side bends, lateral flexion, one more breath here. Then walk through the center with the hands. Left hand, left top corner, right hand on top. Sink down to the right hip. Coming down. This nice half crescent in the upper body. Hips are staying where they are. Then releasing, coming back to center. Walk the palms forward. Dovetail the pelvis. Anahatasana, let the chest reach down toward the mat. Feel the chest come down, hips draw up, dovetailing the pelvis. Forehead may hover or maybe touch down. Releasing, coming back to tabletop. Let's take the left leg to extend behind us. Toes come down. Right shin lifts and pivots over to the side, right side of the mat. You take the left foot down to the mat and make this line from the heel, the knee, and the right palm. The left arm reaches up toward the ceiling first, pressing pelvis forward. Then drop the hand overhead, long extension, and revolve gate. Gaze toward the right palm. Exhale, bend the left elbow, pull back here. Arm bends, shoulder comes together, hand sweeps behind you, and then up on the breath in. Exhale. Inhale, circle up. Exhale. Both hands and knees back to tabletop. We'll take other side. Right foot comes back, down to the ground. Lift left shin, pivot inward. Heel, knee, and left palm in line. Right arm reaches up. Press the pelvis forward. Keep the shoulders and hips in one line. Then right hand drapes overhead. Wrap the pinky in so the bicep is reaching toward the head. Gaze toward the left palm. Exhale. Right elbow bends. Pull back and down. Circle up. Exhale. Back and down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale. Taking both hands and knees to the mat. Curl the toes under. Lifting knees and hips forward. Downward facing dog. Begin to take any additional movement your body's calling for in this moment. And slowly walking the feet to the top of the mat. Here in your forward fold. Choosing to bend the knees if you need to. Maybe take opposite elbows. Releasing the lower back and the neck here. Thinking again about that revolutionary spirit, that imagination, that expansiveness. Challenging us to think bigger. It's uncharted territory, but it's necessary to go through it for us to create that future. Releasing elbows, rising to stand here. So keeping feet about hips distance apart. Tuck the tailbone under, shoulders will roll down your back. Lift and spread the collarbone. On the inhale, arms rise. We want to add a little bit to our sun salutation here. You have the opportunity to either insert the last 3 fingers, reach up, or right hand takes the left wrist. You're going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, just lean over to the right, keeping the hip where it is. Inhale through center, switch sides. Left hand takes the right wrist. Exhale, lean over to the left. So we're adding this part into our sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, belly pulls in. Press the hips back. Fold forward as you come down. Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step it back high. Transition forward, high plank. Elbows wrap in, coming down all the way to hover. Top of feet to the earth. Inhale, lift, cobra, up dog. Exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Slowly warming up from our core. Exhale, bend the knees, hop or step a light to the top. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms rise, coming to standing. Exhale, hands at heart center. Again, inhale, lifting. Right hand takes the left wrist. Exhale over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold forward, hips draw back. Coming down. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands to hip back high, spring back low. Transition forward, high plank, elbows wrap in, coming down all the way to hover. Inhale, lift, cobra, up dog. Exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. So we have to create new routines, breaking the mold. This imagination breaks the grayness and the black and white, introduces new color, dynamic ideas, non-linear thinking. Exhale, bend the knees, hop or step it lightly to the top. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms rise. Coming to standing. Exhale, hands at heart center. One more, inhale up. Taking left hand with the right wrist, exhale. Oh, yeah. Inhale, center, you got it. Other side, exhale, leaning. Get the side body opening on here. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, pressing back, folding forward. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step it back high. Spring back low. Transition forward, coming down. Inhale, lifting. New space, new imagination, new ideas. How opportune. We just had a new moon last night, so good opportunity to synchronize ourselves. New imagination. New beginning. To become that revolutionary. Exhale, bend the knees, hop, or step lightly to the top. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms rise. Coming to standing. Exhale, hands at heart center. You can choose to stay at the front of the mat or step to the side. I'm just going to face the camera here. Take your feet apart about a little wider than hips distance. Toes turn out, heels turn in. For goddess, you're going to bend the knees. Let the chest stay stacked over the hips. From here, take the hands behind the head. And you can interlock and make a cradle here, or just like here, let the elbows draw apart. Inhale here. Exhale, let the right elbow lean over to the left. Side stretch here. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Keeping that goddess shape here, open the thighs. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Hold here. Inhale, center. Let's take other side. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Try to stay low. Come out if you need to, but come back. Inhale, center. Challenging us, right? Exhale. How we feel, how we think, holding here. Opening up. Keep the elbows apart. One more breath. And releasing, you're straight out the legs, come back to center, step back to the front, step it back, move through your vinyasa. I need to get it's getting a little warm in here. The challenge produces sweat, right? Here for downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, down dog splits. Exhale, step foot between hand. Back heel descends. Warrior 2 base. Front heel dissects the inner arch of the back foot. Windmill arms up. Coming down as you bend the knee. Settle in here. So it's Warrior 2, something we always hear. This is this expansive energy. We know it, right? But for this part of the sequence, we're going to just change it up a bit, move around, introduce dynamic movement to help expand our awareness, to grow our imagination. So Warrior 2 would just be our base, or not even our base, it's our transition through. So on the inhale, keep the right leg bent, right arm reaches up, left hand crosses in front of the belly, revolve warrior, keep the right knee bent, maybe take the left palm in front of the belly here. Engage toward the left foot. Open the side body here. On the exhale, come down. Right elbow to the inside thigh. Press the pelvis forward and up. Reaching up and overhead. Let the shoulders stack, pinky wrapped in, side body. Then on the exhale, you just drop the left shoulder down. Your chest faces the earth. Pull the hands in. Lift the right toes. Bend into the left knee. Half skandasana, chest parallel to the ground. Hands here, or you come out. Inhale, coming forward. Bend the front knee. Windmill arms up through extended side angle on warrior two. Top of the inhale here. Revolve warrior, revolutionary warrior, right? Exhale. Down. We'll pause and hold for our extended side angle. Reaching up, pelvis presses forward. Long extension here. Exhale, descend the left shoulder, chest turns toward the mat. Pull it in. Come down. One more, lifting up, revolve warrior. Creating a full body experience here, reaching up, exhale, forward, down, hold. Next, exhale, descend the shoulder, chest turns toward the mat, pull in, to the side, bend the knee half. Then come back toward the front, frame the right foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa. Inhale, lift, exhale. Releasing the fear of failure, releasing the fear of the unknown, move into the space, the revolutionary imagination. Envision a new world for yourself and for others. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, stepping foot between hands. Back heel descends. Warrior two. Here, holding. We know we're moving, collect ourselves. Okay, how are we thinking about things? This is the mode we're in, right? We're always in this mode. But can we break it free? Inhale, moving up. Left arm really reaches up. Revolve warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Come down. Elbow, arm reach overhead. Shoulder stack. Then slowly descend the right shoulder down, chest toward the mat. Pull in. Over to the side. Inhale, coming back. Windmill arms up. And over. Exhale. Down to hold our extended side angle. Reach up. Then descend the shoulder. Pull in to the side. Coming up, breath in, windmill arms up, exhale, overhead, exhale again, coming down, pull in, to the side, bend into the right knee and hip. Coming back forward, frame the left foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa. So sometimes I think of life as this like lifeless party. Just everybody's moving to this metronome, this one way. This homogeneous mixture of people and just like all the same, but to be revolutionary means think differently. So let's introduce that movement and breath with this dance moving here through our sequence. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step, foot between hand. And we can break the mode. Descend the back heel, rising for warrior two. Trying to do this in one breath, but just taking it, we'll do it a few times. Inhale, revolve warrior. You know where you're moving. Opening, expanding the right side body. Exhale, coming down. Here, there's no pause. So you come over, descend the shoulder, pull in, move to the side. Inhale, back up, revolve. Exhale. This is your halfway point here, descend the shoulder, pull in to the side. Coming back forward, breaking the static linear thinking with revolutionary imagination, reaching up. Exhale. Then coming back forward, frame the right foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa. Left leg lift, same thing other side. Exhale, step, foot between hands, back heel descends. Warrior two when you rise. Exhale, settle in, you know you're moving next. Inhale, revolve warrior, reach up. Exhale, down, and even lower. Again, coming back up. Fluid, dynamic movement, breaking the static, extending our imagination, revolutionary ways. One more. Reaching up, breath in. Coming forward, frame the left foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts, down dog splits. Exhale, step foot between hand, back heel lifts. High crescent lunge, lift the chest first. Keep the right hand to hip. Left arm rises. Nice opening of the side here, focusing. Bend the front knee, back thigh lifted, quad firm on the left. Pinky wrapped in on the left hand. One more breath here, inhale. On the exhale, come forward, get extension first. Then maybe you come down, right, left hand to the mat, or left elbow over the knee, palms pressed together. Both are twists. On the exhale, press down to lift the chest a little higher, working to stack the shoulders. Scissor and thighs together. Have that root lock, the Mula Bandha. Then release hands, frame the front foot, shift the weight into the right leg, lift the left, standing splits here. Keep the left toes turned down, breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the chest toward the thigh. Then giant step back, warrior two. Windmill arms up. Bend the front knee. Hips and upper body are a little more open and active. Back toes slightly turn in. Hold here. For the expansion, this is you reach out through the fingertips, relax the shoulders. That imagination coming from within to include everyone out. And body here. Then bring the hands down the center. Inhale, draw up. Palms turn out. Exhale, giant circle. Open the heart and chest. Inhale, we have to create space for revolutionary imagination. Inhale, lift. Exhale, think big. Take up that space. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. This time when you reach up, straighten out the front thigh or leg. Maybe walk the left foot in 1 or 2 inches, still facing the side of the mat. You're going to bend the left arm. Left hand takes underneath, right underneath the right elbow. Turn the right palm toward the right foot and press toward it. So you're pressing the right arm toward the front of the mat and you resist with the left. So here you are creating this bind, this seal of energy in the chest and shoulders. Pressing one way and resisting here. Your head is between the arms. Inhale here, press the pelvis forward. Exhale, slowly lean over toward the foot here. Now you want to make sure you're not collapsing, trying to get down. Keep the chest lifted. You may not go down too much. It's hovering. It's okay. But you should be feeling it right here in intercostal muscles. A few more breaths. Both directions, arms are or hands are moving or pushing and pulling. Then coming down, release. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches up. Now pay attention to your neck. See when you want to take that gaze. Maybe it's up, maybe it's down, maybe the ear toward the shoulder. Second neck release here. As you press the pelvis forward, Trikonasana. Then gaze forward, maybe use a block. Bend the front knee, hopping up, standing half moon. That block is 8 to 10 inches in the front. Your fingertips touch down in line with the pinky. Working to stack the shoulders. Lift the leg to stack the hips. Keeping right toes facing the front. Then giant step back. Frame the front foot. Come toward, facing the front, descend the left knee. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. Coming to our lizard. Walk that right foot forward. Bending the front knee. Stack over the ankle. Hips draw us down right to the center and chest slightly left. Stay on palms or descend down to forearms. And releasing, slowly shifting weight back into the left knee. Lift, pivot to that side. You're going to walk around to the left side so you're facing that side of the mat. And you lift back up to standing. So most of the weight is on this left leg or knee. Right leg extended, and you adjust the stance here. So before that foot or heel was almost in line with where the left heel is, you're going to walk that heel up so you have this line here from the right heel to left knee. Pressing pelvis forward, arms draw to a T here. Then, like you were in a triangle, reach over toward the right foot, come down. Hand rests on the inside of shin, ankle, calf, or maybe on a block here. If you can take the foot with the hand, go ahead and do so. Left hand reaches up. Make sure you're lifting the chest so shoulders in line with each other here. Obliques here, stretching, challenging ourselves. creating spaces and places that we often neglect. The side body. One more breath here. Then you can release, coming back up to standing. Slowly just descend, or maybe take the left hand down so you can come down to the left hip. You're facing the side of the mat. Left leg extended, right leg extended, sorry, left foot and right elbow to the inside thigh. Maybe sit on block if you need to. Inhale, left arm reaches up, pinky wrapped in, stay here. Reach toward the foot if you can, keeping the chest lifted. Or if you can take the foot, take the foot. You can use a strap or some kind of facsimile of, if you have a tie or short towel, take it around the foot and pull to lift the chest up as you press through the ball of the feet, wherever you are, if you have the foot with your hand or any other assistance. Our imagination, well, society or just logic would say, I'm not going to reach my foot, but imagination and perseverance and challenge will tell you eventually you can take this foot here. So believe it. Releasing. You're going to face the front of the mat, extend the left leg, right leg crosses over. So the right knee is bent toward the ceiling, and you bring the chest close toward that knee. Take the right hand behind you, press down to the mat to lift, then left arm reaches up. Exhale, twisting. Left elbow hooks around the knee, pull it closer towards you, or press it on the outside knee, press it away. Twisting here. Keep that back palm and arm straight. A few more breaths here. And releasing. Finally back to your belly. You can cross the legs and roll over, or come over any way you feel. Just lift back to downward facing dog. We'll take other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step foot between hands. Back heel's lifted. Lift the chest first, scissor and thighs together. Left hand to hip. Right arm rises. Bending the left knee, lifting here. See if you can square off the shoulders so they stack over the hips. Facing the front of the mat. Exhale, come forward first. Hand places down on the mat or crosses over. Elbows draw together. Stack. Palms draw together. Exhale, empty out the belly, lifting the center of the chest to meet the thumbs. Twisting. Here we are, wringing out the old way of thinking. The limitations we put on ourselves, the preventions from thinking and imagining in revolutionary ways. One more breath here. Then releasing hands to the mat, shift the weight to the left leg, lifting right, standing splits. Bring the chest closer toward the thigh, release the neck. And giant step back. Warrior two. Windmill arms up. Bend into the front knee. Pulling right hand back. Shoulders right on the back here. Press the outside edge of the right foot to activate the inner arch. Arms draw down, the center. Inhale, arms reach up, we're creating space. Exhale, giant circle, arms come down. Inhale, two more, reaching up. Exhale, dreaming, imagining in that revolutionary way. One more, reaching up. Exhale, accepting the challenges that come along with it, but know it's all worth it. Inhale, we reach up, straighten out the left leg. Shorten your stance if you need to. Press the pelvis forward. This time, right arm bends, hand below the left elbow. Left hand turns down toward the front of the mat. So it's facing, trying to almost like want to touch the foot from here. Press it away. Press the foot or hand toward the left foot, and right hand pulls back. Isolating here, breath in, facing the side of the mat. Exhale, lean over to the side, hovering triangle with the shoulder bind to open on the side body. Keeping the shoulders in line with each other, 2 more breaths. And then releasing, left hand down, right arm up. That left hand inside shin ankle calf, maybe to the ground, maybe on a block. Press the pelvis forward. And gaze in the direction. It brings you a little neck relief and release. Then gaze toward the front of the mat. Bend the left knee, hopping up. Standing half moon, maybe use that block. Working to stack the shoulders. Maybe just a hand rest on the hip here. Getting your balance. Lifting that. Extend the right leg. And turn those toes down. So sometimes we'll turn up. Actually turn those right toes down. But you're lifting here. Breath. Then releasing both hands down, stepping the right foot back, descend the knee. Both hands come to the inside of the foot. Walking it up, stacking the knee over the ankle. Prepare for your lizard. Maybe you guys shift the right knee back and just bring the hips straight down toward the mat. Stay on the palms or descend to forearms. And release. Shifting the way back to the right side, right leg. Lift the shin and walk around the side of the mat. When you come to standing, just adjust yourself here. Pelvis presses forward. Adjust so that left heel is in line with the right knee. Pelvis presses forward. Arms draw out to that T shape. Then reach toward the left foot. Right arm comes up, reaching. Make sure the pelvis isn't coming back, not the hips come back. Bring everything in line here. One more breath. Releasing. Right hand places down. Sit into the right hip. Chest is facing that bent right knee. Left leg forward, right foot, left elbow to the inside of the left thigh. Sit on block if you need to. You have tighter hips. Right arm rises, breath in. Pinky wraps in. Option here, stay straight. Option reach toward the foot. If you can take the foot, do so. But you notice here, if I take the foot, my chest is rotating toward my knee. I want to actually lift my chest so it comes toward the ceiling, even with this bind. So I'll press to the ball of the foot, pull it back toward me, lifting. One more breath here. Releasing the lifting chest. Face the front of the mat. Extend the right leg, left leg bend so the knee faces toward the ceiling. Breath in, bring the chest forward. A left hand behind you. Right arm lifts the breath in. Exhale, twisting elbow wraps around the knee. Pull it closer towards you or on outside. You want to bring this right shoulder as close to the left knee as you can as twist. While you do this, notice if you're holding weight on the right hip. See if you can sink it to the left hip, twisting a little deeper. And releasing. Take the legs to extend. Fall rolling back to the mat here. Bring the knees to bend this time. Sole of feet on the ground. Heels walk toward the glutes. Press the lower back down here. Arms come to side. Exhale everything out here. On the inhale, pressing the heels, lifting hips and arms to come overhead. So bridge shape with the arms lift, reaching. Exhale, everything lowers back down to the ground, upper, mid, lower back, along with the hands at side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Inhale up. Reaching. Holding. Choose to stay with arms overhead. Maybe they come down to the side, interlocking hands behind the back. Or maybe you lift for wheel. Take the hands to frame the head, press firmly in the palms, lifting chest. And then releasing upper, mid, lower back, down. Knees draw to chest, rocking gently side to side, massaging lower back. Maybe you take happy baby here. Pressing lower back into the ground as the heels reach up. Then releasing feet, knees come back to chest, arms out to the side. Roll knees to the left, and maybe you're shimming the hips over to the right a bit, so they stay stacked on the right shoulder. Then gaze over to the right, keeping the knees in line with the hips, so not too far down, with a nice stretch, and releasing the lower back here. Bring everything back through the center. Transition to other side. Knees roll to the right. Gaze to the left with the left hips also shimmying to the left side. Bring everything back to center. Cradling once again. Think about the ways that you can be a revolutionary in your imagination. And when you're ready, take the legs to extend. Arms at side. Deep inhale through the nose. Cleansing exhale through the mouth. Relax and release for your Shavasana. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Coming back to this sacred container, one that houses this imagination that we have worked to press the limits on. Moving to be revolutionary in our thought, revolutionary in our bodies, so that in time we can become revolutionaries in our actions, in our thoughts, in our words, becoming protectors of those who are often at the ends of oppression, those who do not have voices or whose voices are actively silenced. Our future, our revolutionary, must include these people, must include all living beings. So let your heart be filled with compassion and courage to dispel the fear, to move differently, to act differently, to think differently. Knowing it's a practice, knowing it's a challenge, and knowing deep down it's all worthwhile. Bring arms overhead, one final full body stretch. Then cradle knees to chest, roll to one side, and press into a comfortable seat. And here we will seal our practice with one round of Om. Bring hands at heart center. Exhale everything out. Inhale to Om. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing your practice with me and joining me here in this virtual space. Have a wonderful, safe day. Namaste. Thank you all.